In this tutorial, we'll explore the process of creating a simple web map. We'll start by installing the QGIS 2 web plugin and then explore setting up our data for use in these kinds of interactive online maps. Next, we'll examine the various settings of the QGIS 2 web plugin to produce your web map, and finally briefly discuss the files produced by this plugin and how to share them with others. As always, timestamps are available in the description so you can jump from section to section. Okay, let's get started. Our first step is to go ahead and install the QGIS 2 web plugin. So go ahead and search for QGIS 2 web, highlight it, and then click Install Plugin. Now we're ready to go ahead and convert a map we've created in QGIS into an interactive web-based map. We'll create a simple web map consisting of one shapefile, in this case representing Florida cell tower locations as of 2019, and an open street base map. So first thing we'll need to do is determine which of our attribute layers in our Florida cell towers shapefile will be displayed in our final online map. So go ahead and look at the attribute table and make a decision about which of these you would like to keep and which of these you would like to hide. For our purposes, we'll go ahead and keep the licensee, call sign, location address, and location city data fields. Now to hide these fields permanently, we need to go ahead and open the properties of this layer. Click on the Attributes Form tab and go through these, and each one that you want to hide, you'll need to go ahead and select and then click Hidden for the widget type. So go ahead and do this for the remaining attribute columns. Okay, we can double check this by going ahead and just highlighting each one that we're looking at and making sure that it's set to either hidden, as in the case of these, or text edit, as in case of the fields that we want to display. Click OK, and now we're ready to create our web map. To create our web map, we're going to choose the Web drop-down menu, QGIS to Web, Create Web Map. And this will open up a new dialog window that allows us to tailor the resulting map. Now I find that Leaflet produces the best online maps, so select this option. Of course, as always, you can fiddle with settings for different options or refer to the QGIS 2 web documentation linked in the description or via the Help tab on this pop-up window. Let's start with the base map first. We'll want to go ahead and unclick pop-ups, but otherwise leave these settings as is. Now to our layer. Leave visible and pop-ups checked. If you want to, you can check cluster and update the preview, and you can see that this basically clusters our points. In this case, this is not very helpful. So go ahead and unselect it and update the preview again. We want to go ahead and choose inline label for each of our fields. An inline label basically labels the data so that as users select these in our map, which we can visualize quickly by updating the preview, they'll actually see what each of those attribute data mean. Choose the Appearance tab. Most defaults are good. If you want to give users the opportunity to search for an address, you can check this, but I'll leave it unchecked. For the Add Layers list, go ahead and select Expanded, and you can see here if you change this to collapsed and update the preview, you get the little option to update it yourself, but I like to leave that turned on. And of course, if you had more layers, they would be listed here. I also like to provide a measure tool. So down here, choose metric or imperial to suit your needs. Choose show pop-ups on hover. If you update the preview, all this does is it gives you the same information as if you click, but it lets your user just hover over it. You can choose that or disable it if you like. Template should be set to full screen, and go ahead and use these values for scale/zoom, fit to layers extent for the extent, unclick restrict to extent, and then 20 for max zoom level and 7 for min zoom level. These control the amount that users can zoom in and out respectively. Next, choose export and select export to folder for exporter, and then go ahead and choose a folder on your local hard drive. I just choose one that I've created called exports. Click select folder. Leave the rest here as is, move to settings, leave these as is, and then once you click export, it will automatically load in your web browser of choice this online map. And then we can navigate around and we can access the same information except in a convenient to use online map. This web map actually consists of numerous files and folders that have been placed into a parent folder in your exports directory. You can go ahead and upload this to a web host or Google Drive or Dropbox folder and provide a link to this index.html file for other users to interact with your online map. So as always, links to location of data are in the description. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get future updates. Until next time, keep mapping the past.